We're gonna talk about dead things and bones and ashes and stuff. You ready for that? You up for your game for that?
Oh boy, let's do it.
We're gonna talk about a lot of wacky things right now. We're gonna talk about Oblivion, but before we talk about that, let's talk about this woman who was selling bones, human bones, on Facebook Marketplace. Of course, this was happening in Florida. Of where else would it happen? But this woman owns this shop called Wicked Wonderland, and she got caught selling human bones. She was selling 2 human skull fragments at $90, a human clavicle and scapula, a human rib at $35, human vertebrae, and partial human skull for $600. And they eventually caught up with her, and her business partner said that they were selling human bones for years, and they had no idea that it was illegal. This is not the first time we've reported something like this on the show. There was that whole scandal that was going on in Harvard Med where the guy that was working at the morgue was stealing the bodies, and then it ended up in another shop where a woman was selling bones and stuff like that. So she's out on like $17,000 bail. They're saying they didn't know it was illegal, and apparently there's something in Florida where it's like if you're selling it for educational purposes, that it's not, it's not illegal, that it's legal. I'm just thinking like,
Well, I'm thinking what the question is like, where did they source this? I mean, yeah, it's like you could sell it for like medical or research purposes or for educational purposes, but it's like, where did they get them from? I think that's the biggest question.
it's funny you say that because they did like a little investigation on this and they looked into some of the bones, and apparently one of the bones is like 100 years old. How the hell did they get that? Are they grave digging? They grave robbing?
That's what I'm thinking.
It's very possible. Maybe somebody is grave robbing and then selling it out to other people. That might be what's happening. I wouldn't be shocked. But my thing is, what's really the big deal? You know what I mean? Like, especially 100 years ago, who even knows that guy? Who even is that guy? Like, who even is attached to that person? Let me tell you right now, I think it would be pretty fun if somebody used my skull in some kind of like love ritual. Like someone's like, oh, I want to get this guy. Like, I'm going to use your skull for that. I think it would be kind of cool if my skull was used on like people's jewelry. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It sounds kind of fun. It's like I'm being useful. I was barely useful in my living life. Like, why? I might as well be useful when I'm dead, right?
I mean,
Do you think this is an issue? Would you be upset if you found out that your scapula was used on some chick's like wristband?
I'm still just like wondering. I'm just like, why is the question not where they came? But like,
'Cause
I don't
I don't think
look
they
at
can
that
track
point.
it.
If all my family is dead at that point, then like, do whatever.
You don't care
100.
what happens to you as long as your family is gone.
Yeah, if there's no one around to care about it, like, who's gonna visit me in not like 150 years?
And they won't even know. They won't even know that somebody's using your femur bone, like to do like a little spell. That's kind of fun, right? Like hey, yeah, use my elbow for a spell. That's pretty sick. I think it's better than me just laying around. Even though, like I said, I would not be laying around because I am definitely gonna get cremated, number one. And I don't even, if you want to keep it, keep it. I guess you can keep the ashes, but I don't feel like, I'm definitely not keeping ashes around. Like, my parents gave me my dog's ashes, and I'm like, why? Why did you do that? I haven't even seen this dog in 5 years. Like, what am I gonna do with what am I gonna pet it? I'm gonna take it out for a walk? The fucking ashes? Really? Did you see? Go ahead.
Sometimes for our trip, I just like, give the bot like because they gave it to us in like a case. Sometimes if I'm gonna go on like a trip or something, I'll just rub it on the way out.
That's kind of nice. That's sweet. Did you see the video I sent you where this woman's son, ends up eating his grandfather's ashes?
Oh my god, when your son eats your dad as ashes. My son has eaten my dad's ashes.
So like that kid is really young. Does that kid understand what they did?
No, definitely not. He's just like, oh, this looks nice. Looks tasty.
Like I see he's like covered in it.
Yeah, he probably
And he's like
threw it
crying and shit.
around.
But also it's like if it didn't taste good, why'd you go for the rest of it? And I guess it's like a 2-year-old who
It's a,
probably
it's a
they don't
baby.
even that yeah, they fucking drink bleach.
He's just having a fun, wacky time with some. Again, I wouldn't care. Like, my grandson's like, hey, I'm gonna throw your. Hey, if you're having a good time, you're having a good time. You know what I mean? I don't see anything. I don't see any issue with that.
Why do you have it in like the playroom though?
Is it in the playroom?
Like you see the kids' toys everywhere. There's like the fucking bed on the side, and like it's sitting on like what looks like a media stand next to like one of those like Bluetooth home speakers from the looks of it, or like one of those clocks. And it's like, why do you have it there?
Yeah, I mean, the kid looks tall enough to reach. Obviously, he is tall enough to reach that area. So it's like you're supposed to baby-proof houses, aren't you? You're supposed to make sure they don't hit the corners and they can't grab a fucking knife or maybe your father. This is supposed to baby-proof things.
Like, sorry, mom, that's not your fault.
Exactly. This is on mom. This is definitely on mom. The kid's just having a good time. To him, it's like sand. He doesn't know it's grandpa. He's having a fun time.
Kids will eat anything. It literally says like choking hazard on anything.
Are you going to get cremated? That's what you want to do?
I don't know. Real estate at cemeteries is getting pretty,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting pretty tight right now. So it's like, I can't imagine. And like, I mean, hopefully I have like 50 years left in me.
I think so. I think you got 50.
I don't know. Not after the whole, like, last 2 months. I don't know.
You're very healthy. You're very healthy in body, I feel like. One of the healthiest people I know. I don't hear you eating junk or anything like that. You don't even drink soda. You don't smoke cigarettes. You barely drink. You're always eating, like, chickpea lasagna. Like, what the fuck can happen to you?
Well, I got the whole fucking, like, my whole thing with her. My fucking body is trying to fucking, like, slap the fuck out of my brain right now.
Did you want to bring that up? I wasn't even going to bring that up on the show.
I mean, I don't fucking mind, but...
You wanted to... What? So you want to tell people what happened to you?
Yeah, so I went to California, and apparently, like, it was, I want to say it was the 14th through the 16th. Came back on the 17th. Around the 18th, I was, like, complaining of a headache, and then 19th, I apparently, like, middle of the night, had a seizure, fell out of bed, hit my head on, like, a side table and then the floor. So I'm in the hospital, and I'm, like, unconscious for, like, a couple of days, but I'm apparently, like, on, like, day 2, I woke up, and, like, I was apparently so fucking out of it. I thought it was 2020. I thought Obama was president, and, like, when they asked where we were, I think I said Scotland or some shit. So, like, I was clearly, like, out of it, and, which after, like, a fucking... Because I think I was, like, admitted under a trauma 1, if I read the paperwork right. But yeah, like, when they came in, they even tried Narcan, apparently wasn't responsive. So, yeah, so I was pretty zonked out of it. So they did 2 spinal taps, and then turns out I have these antibodies that are, like, trying to attack my own brain. So it's called, like, autoimmune encephalitis.
Oh, so, God. That was terrible because, like you said, they had to put you in a coma for a little while, right? Well, like a couple days?
Yeah, because I was, like, apparently fighting. I apparently ripped out 2 IVs, so, like, and one right next to each other from the one I yanked out.
So this was, at this point, 2 months ago that this happened?
Yeah, just under, like, 2 months ago. Like, I got out on the 26th of February.
And let me tell everybody right now, you sound way better because for the first couple weeks, you were in the we spoke to you while you were in the hospital. I was grateful that I got to speak to you while you were actually in the hospital. And then you came out and you sounded like Jigsaw, basically, every time you came on. You want to play a game? I was like, oh my God, dude. I was so sad. I was like so sad for a week that this happened. It was terrible. But you made a pretty good recovery. But your memory was jacked up.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
to get into that, what the memory thing was like for the first couple weeks.
Well, to come on the Jigsaw thing, they had me on a ventilator for like 3 days. So,
yeah.
like, from having the tube down your throat and then just all the steroids they were pumping, it was just like, yeah, no, I sounded like fucking Jigsaw.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, no, so between, like, the inflammation of the brain, so, like, encephalitis is, like, the inflaming and shit, and swelling. And then between that and also hitting my head, it was like, yeah, you could talk to me, walk out the room, come back after, like, taking a piss or something, and, like, I would not even remember that you were there.
You're like a puppy. You just,
yeah,
like,
basically.
Just don't even remember shit from, like, 2 seconds ago.
So, like, I didn't have short-term memory. my memory of like the past 3 to 4 years was kind of fucked. So it's like I just finished it. Like I'm about finished. I still need to like do a fucking internship, but I'm about to finish a fucking degree in computer science, and I forgot so much of that shit.
Yeah, I remember because when we were talking to you, you were like, "I gotta go. I gotta do my project," and I was like, "What do you? You ain't got nothing to do right now. What the hell?" You were like, you had to like write things down every day, and then slowly it got better. So where is it now?
Yeah, so now like I still got like now if it's something meaningful, I'll like still remember it. Like what is it? Today's Tuesday, Monday was yesterday. Like yesterday, and this was a huge thing. I went to the city by myself
That's
on
right.
the fucking train.
That's right.
Went to
That's
go pick
right.
up my fucking medications. Like,
Independent.
took the train back, and it's like, you know, that's huge considering I can't like remember if I like made coffee or like the other thing too, and this is a scary thing. I weigh 103 pounds right now because I've been forgetting to eat.
Oh, that I remember when you were telling me
So,
that you would cook something and then you'd end up with like four portions of it because you would cook it like 3 times that day.
and the other thing too is like I'd have so many containers of food in the fridge, and I would end up throwing so much stuff out because like I would forget when and what day I cooked it on.
Oh my God, what a
Now I've got
nightmare.
like a bunch of Tupperware containers with like sticky notes reminding me of like when I cooked something.
So you'd cook like four of something that day, and then the next day throw it out because you were like, "Oh, this could have been a month ago," and it was actually the
Yeah,
day before. This may be a
today.
dumb question, but hear me out. What does it feel like? What does it feel like to have your memory shot like that? Like, are you scared all the time? Like, because you don't know like what the hell just happened all the time. Like, what does it feel like?
Like everything happened like long enough ago, and like I've reread the fucking documents and paperwork and stuff. So it's like I wake up, I know what happened. So like that stuff is like kind of cemented in my mind. It does suck because it's like I'm constantly checking the fucking upcoming appointments. Uh, you know, it the whole memory thing sucks because also it's like since I don't really remember, you know, time frame wise what's going on, you know, as far as like recent memory, it's hard for me to like, you know, really assure myself that I know what's going on in a way. I don't know.
Right.
It's hard for me to self-validate like timeline wise, and then that just makes me self-conscious and makes me like extremely frustrated because it's like I went from like living basically on my own and like, you know, just Brooklyn to now it's like, you know, one of my folks is usually like around now because I'm also like still a seizure risk.
Well, that was the
Um,
scariest part about, not to cut you off, but just to really bring this home and really like show how horrible this was that you were laid out for hours after hitting your head. And if your mom didn't come check on you because she knew you had a headache, you would have been in real bad territory, right?
oh yeah, yeah,
That's
because my
freaking
brother
scary.
was he was home, but he's used to me doing the cosplay shit. He's used to me fucking like dropping shit and fucking
Yeah.
stabbing myself in the hand and shit. So he didn't think anything of it, but it's like, yeah, you know, my parents were in Delaware that weekend, like they usually were. Oh man.
Yeah, you would have been dead because after you hit your head, like time is of the essence, pretty much, right? Like it's really because I think when
Oh
they
yeah, because
brought you
I
to the hospital, they already said you were there for almost too long then, and you hit your head twice, right? You hit your head like on the way down and then on the floor.
yeah, like there was blood on like the side table and on the
Oh
floor.
my God, man! So you had a seizure, roll over, and that's how you hit your head.
Well, that's what they're thinking. Like, you know, for all that they know, like I might not have even had a seizure, but since I was complaining of a headache like right before, they think like,
Okay.
yeah, the headache was probably the start of the inflammation. And
Now you were saying
so
with the condition that you currently have now, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't recover the way you recovered, right? Like people were kind of freaked out that you were in the state you were in the hospital.
yeah, so it's like when you read up about a bunch of people, like, cause I what was it? My folks joined this support group, and you hear of like these people that are also a lot younger, but they're like still intubated for like 2 months, 3 months. Some people are like, you know, still on a feeding tube for like, you know, 6 months out, and like, you know, people are nonverbal. They're not like responding to light. And yeah, no, like on day 3 or like 4, I was like having conversations or whatever. Like I was still out of it and loopy, but it's like, yeah, you know, I was still talking to the doctors and shit. I was still like fucking placing my fucking meal orders on the fucking tablet.
Are you still in? Are you in any pain?
I get an occasional headache, but also it's like my sleep has been so disturbed because I tried to do fucking I try to do melatonin, and that's just making like trying to sleep at night so unbearable. Like I've been getting fucking like night terrors and shit.
Oh God, yeah.
So I stopped that recently, but
I hate melatonin.
like when I first came out, they had me doing like IV medications at home, so like I was pretty much had to do an IV every 3 to 4 hours. So I could not sleep like straight through because it's like I got to do it every 3 to 4 hours, but I had to like take it out the fridge and I had to clean it and I had to like, flush the fluid out. So I went from not being able to sleep and just being like on such a weird medication routine. And now I'm like coming off of steroids. So I'm, not wired full of energy throughout the day,
Right.
but still taking a couple of medications that like, don't really help with the sleep.
Yeah, you were on a
But
crazy routine. You were taking
oh, yeah.
meds all the time. And then,
Yeah.
when then with the memory thing, that's got to be crazy because you have to keep up with all that stuff. Because not
Yeah,
people
I had
weren't
so
around all
many-
the time to keep you in check.
I had so many fucking alarms set throughout the day.
Oh my God.
Like for each medication I had to take out the fridge. It was like, yeah, take it out the fridge, and then I had to wait about an hour for it to come up to room temperature, and then I had to actually like set an alarm.
Oh my
for the
God,
duration of
really?
it. Yeah.
Alarm
for
to
each
get it
med,
out
I
the
had,
fridge, alarm to get it to room temp, and then to take it. Oh my God, dude. So now you're on how many meds?
Now I'm on like 3 pills a day, and then so now they had taken the IV out my arm, so I go out to go get basically chemo, and I think I'm good for 6 months, but I have a follow up on like the first.
So you're gonna do
guess
these
I'll see.
treatments every couple months now.
So I think that's the plan so far.
So the long term, what are the long term effects of what happened to you? You say basically this is like a antibody thing.
It's an antibody thing, so that's what I got to ask the doctor because it's like every time I look it up online, I always end up just giving myself a load of panic because it's like the condition's only like 20 years old at this point, or it's only been like 20 years since they discovered it.
What is it called again?
So it's called anti NMDA receptor encephalitis.
Okay.
So it's like very recent, which scares the fuck out of me because then like, you see reports saying like, oh yeah, the prognosis they have like 50 years left, and it's like,
Oh my God. Yeah, you're
what are
like
you
a
basing this on?
you're like a guinea pig right now.
Well, and that's also why it's like, most of the conditions people see is like people were in way worse condition. But also, one of the symptoms of it is like psychosis or like, death delusions and stuff. So it's like there's a good chance that people that have been like hospitalized for like schizophrenia or psychosis that have had this. And
And
like, sometimes the inflammation runs its course and people are just left with permanent brain damage. So it's like there could have just been people that, were diagnosed with mental issues that actually had this.
wow. Wow. Well, it seems like you got the better end of this so far. Like you came out pretty good compared to the other people. And do you see like stuff like do things materialize years down the line, or you should be good?
Um, so I don't know because there are some, because it's like so new. So it's like there are some places online that are saying like, yeah, it goes into remission. Um, a- I'm not sure how the cells work because apparently, from how it was explained to me, is like it depletes your like the chemo depletes your white blood cells, and they apparently forget to produce those antibodies. And then when they repopulate, they're supposed to not do that anymore.
So this
So
thing
I
is attacking your brain, right? Oh my God, what a scary thing to have.
So that's why I'm like, like at the moment, it's like, yeah, I go grocery shopping. I can go fucking to the city and take care of some stuff. Immune system is shot, so it's like, I was supposed to go to Boston for a convention next week, but I was like, don't want to get sick out there.
Yeah.
Also, it's like huge crowd of people. Like I always come back from conventions sick, like the one in
Yeah.
fucking California. So it's like, yeah, no, even the cold will probably fucking kill me.
Yeah, you can't be shaking hands and kissing babies in this state.
Yeah, no.
Wow. Well, the good thing is, like we said, you're doing very well with your recovery, and you've covered a lot of ground thus far, and you seem way, way better. And I'm very happy to see that, man, because I was really devastated. It was really, like, obviously, like, I'm just sitting here not feeling it at all, but I was just fucking torn up about it. Like it was terrible. it was terrible to see. So I'm very glad you're okay. Let's move on to brighter topics right now. Let's move on to everybody's happy that you're in good health right now. We're glad to see it, and we're glad to see you back very, very soon. I don't know how long it'd be till you would come back, and I wasn't even gonna bring that up because I didn't want to like bring you down or I wanted to distract you. But let's switch the topic to something brighter, something lighter, something fun. Let's talk about love really quick, okay? Because I have a new favorite video online that I'm going to show right now. This is of a woman who went to a funeral of her baby father and got in trouble for kissing his dick.
Yo, they kicked me out the funeral because I kissed my baby daddy dick. What makes you think I'm not going to kiss my baby daddy dick before he died? What makes you think I'm not going to kiss my baby daddy? I mean, not before he died, but what makes you think I'm not going to kiss my baby daddy dick before he go lay down in the grave? Or whatever going to happen to him? What makes you think I ain't going to kiss that dick? So he can remember, bitch. Babe, everybody better be happy I ain't pull his pants down and start sucking on that motherfucker and start choking on that bitch. Fuck you talking about for real, for real. Fuck you talking about. I was ready to lick on that motherfucker. Fuck you talking about. Bitch, we finna get a busted right here in the church. Finna fuck the shit out you. Man, my baby daddy looked beautiful. Good as hell. Man, yes. I kissed his dick before. Look, I kissed his lips. Y'all, look, I played it out because I already knew what the fuck I was gonna do. So I asked his mama, like, can I kiss him just one time? After I kissed him that one time, I went down for that dick. Mwah. Bad baby. Went, kiss that dick. Mwah.
Yo, she's gonna suck the embalming fluid right out of it.
That's probably gonna taste nasty. Dude, how epic is that? Let me tell you right now, if the love ain't like that, I don't want it. If the love ain't like that, I don't want nothing to do with it. That gave me such a warm feeling, like, you know, that scene in The Notebook where they finally see each other again in the rain and they run. That's the same feeling that this video gave me. Like, that is some real, true love. She is down, dude. She is down. If they ain't kissing your dick in the funeral home, who are they? What were they to you, right or wrong?
I mean, they say you go stiff when you die anyway, right?
Yeah. Oh, she should have been in there when they were doing the autopsy, because I think that happens a lot. You get stiff, she could have been there to polish it off one last time.
Yeah, rigor mortis? Is that what it?
I think it might be rigor mortis. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the body like sits up and everything, right? Like it's a whole bunch of stuff. I got to ask my friend that came on here. She works.
Friend, right?
That's right. She works there. We can ask her all these burning questions one day. Yeah, that's why she was, I think she said it on that episode, but they don't hire a lot of men in funeral homes and stuff like that because they think they're going to do weird stuff with the bodies. And we're going to get into that because you and I are going to do a little episode on necrophilia that I'm excited to get into, because there's a lot going on there that I did not know about till I learned it. Necrophilia is not just one thing. So we are going to get into that later down the line. But what a beautiful video. What a beautiful love story. That's almost as good. This is definitely better than that, but this is almost as good as the one that went viral a while ago where the chick goes up to the coffin in front of like the whole family outside and she starts doing a speech. Sparking. Yeah, she's like, I'm going to, one last time, turn the music up. I'm about to twerk. And then she turns around with like, she has zero ass. It's just straight back. And everybody's like, oh, hold up. You ain't doing that. You ain't doing that now. That was one of my favorites too. This is just pure love. Let's get into the real reason we are here, okay? A couple of days ago, Bethesda dropped the remake. What would you call it?
No, it's a remaster. Don't call it a
remaster. Bethesda dropped the remaster of the game Oblivion, which came out in 2006. I had no idea of this game's existence at all until you, Jesse, and AJ were going on and on about it in the group chat. And I was like, what is this? But apparently this was a huge game that you guys played as kids. Please enlighten me on the importance of this game.
Yeah, no, so like it was one of the first, well, it was one of like the first fucking like RPGs like that me and him played through as a kid that was as in depth as Oblivion goes. I mean, you've played through a bit of it, like you've seen.
Yeah, it's a big game. It's a big game.
That is, but because I played a bit of Morrowind on the Xbox, that was the one before it, and it was pretty janky. I was also like a little smooth brain, fucking 10-year-old at the time, so I didn't really know what I was doing. But yeah, no, Oblivion. is probably one of the most in-depth RPGs like our generation probably got into. And like, Skyrim came out after, but honestly, Skyrim sucks dick in comparison to Oblivion.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, Skyrim was such a letdown. Skyrim was more cinematic, but gameplay wise, it definitely did not hold a candle to how much shit you can do in Oblivion.
I never heard that. I hear a lot of great things about Skyrim, but you're going on the record saying Oblivion beats its ass.
I could play through Oblivion, like I could do a playthrough of Oblivion every year and not get bored of it. Skyrim,
Well, there's so
like,
much to get into, which we'll probably talk about when we go a little in depth about your gameplay and my gameplay, but there's so many avenues you can go down, all these like crews you can link up with, and all these different storylines you could be a part of.
I've played through it 3 to 4 times, maybe. I think 3 to 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
I've only finished the main story once, if I remember correctly.
I was gonna ask.
Like, there's just so much side shit to do. You just get distracted.
Apparently, there was a leak about this, right? Like this was shadow drop, basically. They just dropped this remaster out of nowhere, but some people knew it was coming. Were you in that camp?
No, there was someone that was making a mod where they were going to recreate Oblivion in Skyrim, and it was called Sky Oblivion. That I've been waiting on for, I don't even know how long I've been waiting on that for.
So when this drops out of nowhere, is it like Christmas morning for you? You're like, oh shit, I didn't know this was coming. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, because I got short-term memory loss. This is the best time to play this.
Yeah. Oh my, you got a whole new game every day.
So it's funny. I guess I'll go into like the fucking whole memory loss thing and something completely fucked that happened. I contracted fucking sanguine vampirism. Did not notice. So now my character's at the point where they take sunlight damage.
Oh, you're a vampire now.
Yeah.
Oh.
So now the problem is, I teleported somewhere. It auto-saved. Or it was just me like fucking hitting F5 to like, save. So now I can't go anywhere before my character drops dead from taking the sunlight damage.
Really?
You can't teleport while you're taking damage, and you can't you can't use wait to get through the day-night cycle. So my game is locked. So I have to roll back my save.
So it drops, and what is your first impressions of this remaster? Because the graphics are way better. As you said, they put a fresh coat of paint on everything. They did a massive upgrade on the graphics, and that's pretty much what this update was, what this remaster was. They just remastered the graphics, but they left all of the other stuff alone. So all like the stuff that really made it fun, even the glitches and stuff like that, like even the mistakes, like with the voice actors, where the chick was like, I need to go down to chlamydia. Oh, let me do that again. Like the voice actor had to do it again. That was freaking awesome, man. So they left good stuff like that in, like fun stuff. So what did you think of the remaster so far?
Yeah, so it's like as soon as I heard that dropped and it was on Game Pass, I was like, all right, I know what I'm doing while I'm like home recovering.
Yeah, you got it for free, basically.
I was hyped for this. This was my favorite Elder Scrolls game. I got tight of like how much people were talking shit about it, because it's like, it's not a remake, it's a remaster. And also, like, I've said it to people, just like, hey, if you were expecting this to be Skyrim, this is not your game.
What are they upset about? It's just they put the game out again, basically.
Yeah, like what's it called? It's like if you were, because Skyrim's extremely streamlined, it's extremely smooth-brained. There's not as much you can do. Oblivion, you can fuck yourself so bad. Like, if you're deciding, like, hey, I'm going to run from this city to this city, and I'm going to sprint when I could, and then I'm going to jump when I could. And, so from sprinting and jumping and, like, from one city to the other, you're leveling your athletics.
Mm-hmm.
I think endurance, because you're going to end up taking fall damage.
Yep.
And, like, that'll build up.
I've done this. I've done this exact thing.
And then, so stamina, or what's it called? Stamina, endurance, and also acrobatics from jumping around.
Yep, my acrobatics are crazy right now.
And you can actually just like level up based on that alone.
Yeah.
And then, you sleep, you level up, and then you realize that, hey, you're a level 5, but your combat skills are all level 1.
Yeah, because you didn't fight enough.
Yeah, so it's like you can actually break yourself leveling and completely fuck yourself doing that stuff. And it's like, it just shows you like how much thought has to go into Oblivion of just, even what you do outside of combat, you have to like be conscious of.
Yeah.
but also the creating a class, like you could build it yourself, like essentially from the ground up. Like,
Dude, am I the only person playing this in third person?
maybe.
I like playing it in third person. I don't know. Like every time I say that, people are like, what? What are you crazy? And then I look up videos on it and everybody's first person. But as soon as I figured out you could do third person, I love it. I think it's
Well,
cool.
you're playing it on controller, right?
I'm playing on Steam Deck, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. So I can understand that because like I like me playing first person games on a controller is like it's like asked me like I'll still play Gears of War on a controller. For a while I played it on keyboard, but like no, third person games kind of feel better on controller to me. But at the same time, it's like first person because it's an RPG. You want to like I don't know. I like RPGs to be in first person because it's like you
feel like you're really there. I think I'm not deep into this world, which we're about to get into, but I think they did a good job from what I see. And I like that they left in some of the little blips that they did in the first one, some of the little mistakes. I think it was fun because apparently a lot of people are saying like, it brings back the nostalgia of the old game. Why would you want to take those things out? I think it would be doing the fans a disservice to take out some of the mistakes like that. Some of the quirks.
You give the original voice actors the same royalties.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. Yeah, so I really got this because I heard everybody talking about it. I was like, let me just try this. I haven't tried a new game in a long time. Everything I've been playing is kind of old. So I was like, let me try this out. And this is not like my kind of genre. First of all, I don't do RPG because as soon as you tell me, okay, like as soon as the character goes, you need to do this and do that, my brain already starts, you see like the steam come out of my ears. You hear like wink, 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 wink. My brain starts short circuiting around. I'm like, okay, I cannot. You telling me to do two different things? Go there and then go there and do that. I'm like, oh no. I already my attention span is not that long, and also like just the theme of the game. Like I don't usually do medieval. Ye old times, like, you must go see Claudius and go to the cave of Gorgonia to get the sword of the gods and then slay the. I usually do not. I usually just like totally glaze over. I don't watch movies like that. I don't like Gladiator or anything like that. So I pretty much thought that I would play it for 15 minutes and hear, the ye old English like, oh, hello, sir, you must go to the squire's den. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta get the fuck out of here. But so I play the little tutorial in the beginning where you're in the cave, right? Play that. I'm like, all right, it's fine. I'm killing rats. I'm killing goblins and seeing how magic works. My first day went about as well as all of you can imagine. Let's break this down for a sec. This is exactly how you'd imagine my first day going. So I get out of the tunnels, and when you're in the Imperial prison right there, right? And there's all these guards everywhere. So I go up to because I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. I'm sure they told me, and I was like, oh, what? Like, I'd be clicking through the dialogue like mad fast, like, yeah, what? And then after I'm done, I'll be like, what do I got to do? Like, huh? That's like, I totally forgot what I got to do now. So I just walk up to these guards, and I'm about to ask them, and then I see this notification like, do you want to pickpocket this guy? And I'm like, yeah, why not? I'll pickpocket the guards. Like, yeah, this is lit. Like, why would they give me a prompt that's going to get me in trouble? Yeah, like, why would they give me a prompt that I shouldn't do? So I hit pickpocket. I get the stuff like, what are you doing? Unhand me. You're going right to prison. So I go to prison. I get out. I'm running through. Now I know where I'm supposed to go. So I'm tiptoeing through the tulips. I'm running through the meadows. And I see this horse like down the way. And I'm like, oh, sick. I'm about to shoot an arrow at its ass, stop it, and then get on the horse and go where I gotta go. So I take my arrow back, foom, and he doesn't do anything. So I like kind of run up on it a little more, foom, and that's when I see there's a fucking guard on top of him. And he's like, how dare you? What are you doing to my horse, you animal? So he jumps off and he's like, this is pretty much for those that don't know, whenever you do anything like that, they jump off the horse and they either say, you're going to pay up some gold, which I have none. I don't even have any clothes. Or you're going to go to jail, or you could resist arrest. But they basically say either pay up or go to jail. But you can also, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to resist arrest and see what happens. So I'm fighting the guy. I murder him. I kill him. Take his horse. And then now I run into an issue that I don't know about is now every time I see another guard, they know what I did. So they jump off their horse like, there he is, go get that animal. So now I'm just like spending 2 hours like slicing up guards. Like every time I pass anybody, like they just start jumping me. So I do that, and then I like go do something. So then I lose my save for some reason, so that I get back on. And you would think I would learn my lesson. No, I just do it again. I kill guards and stuff like that, and I finally make it to where I'm supposed to go. Blah blah blah. And I realize, then I go across this like camp. You probably know what I'm talking about if you see it. It's like this little camp. I'm sure it has like something big to do in the storyline later. I'm sure it plays a role. But it's like this little group of religious people, this guy and 2 girls. And it's right before I got to go where I got to go. So I just murder them. I just kill them. And it's a great time. So pretty much my first day was me just murdering everybody.
Oh, I think I know. It's like that Daedric shrine.
Probably. They're outside. They're like hippies. And so I just kill them. And so basically that was like my first day. But I'm telling you right now, for the last 5 days I think I've been playing this, I've been to jail at least 10 times a day. I've been like, every time they see me, bro, they pop off on me. Every time the guards see me, they jump up the horse and square up on me because I'm running in people's houses. I'll just pick a lock, run into somebody's house, kill the whole family.
Society, you're
yeah, kill the whole family, ransack their stuff. But this is what I think saved the game for me right here. I don't think I would be playing it as much. It's fun, and I'll probably elaborate a little more at the end. But so I kill like this chick in this house that I'm not supposed to be in. I steal her horse. And then eventually, after killing like 5 random people, this dude comes up to me in this cloak and he's like, yo, bro, what's good? Like, you need to come hang out with us. And I'm like, who is us? What are you talking about? He's like, we're a cult and we're assassins. We're the Brotherhood of Darkness. And I'm like, that's where I want to be. So I go to the Brotherhood of Darkness, go down the little well into this cave, and they're like, this is what we do. People take out contracts. They go like to our God. They take out these contracts, these blood contracts, and you have to go kill people. So you're an assassin. And I've been doing that for the last 3 days. I have not played I took Martin to where he's supposed to go, and I left his ass there. And I did one Oblivion Gate. I did one of those. But for the last 3 days, I just been doing contract after contract, just murdering people, killing this drug addict elf and his homeboy. The first one's great because you walk in there and you got to find this old man, but his family's there. So I just murdered the whole family. I go on the pirate ship, kill everybody. And they're always like, hey, you get a bonus if you like
stealth.
Yeah, like, if you kind of like, if you don't let people know you're there and just kill the one guy you're supposed to, we'll give you a bonus. I never get it. I just slaughter everybody. And they're always like, hey, if you do this other thing at the end, we'll give you more money. Like if you leave this guy's finger at his mother's house. I usually just bring the finger back. I don't know. And they're always like, yo, you're mad lazy and shit. Like, why you so lazy? That's literally what they told me the last time. Like, yo, you're lazy as fuck. But I've been leveling up in the Brotherhood of Darkness. I'm like probably halfway through this storyline, and I fucking love it, dude. I ran through the first arena. I've been having way better of a time than I thought I'd have with this game.
Yeah, because it's like when you were saying that you were getting into it, I was like, all right, everyone's just fucking with me at this point. It's like, oh, yeah, fucking Mitzi's out the hospital. Let's fuck with her and tell her that Thomas is like getting into Oblivion. Because that is like the last game that I would think you would get into.
The opposite.
Like,
the opposite.
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, no, he's probably like, actually playing like a Twisted Metal remake or something.
Yeah, I like baby smooth brain games. Like, okay, we're going to put you in the environment you got to be in. You do this one thing, you kill everybody there, and then you go. That's pretty much how Gears of War, Lollipop Chainsaw, Left 4 Dead are. You just, here you are, babe. You're in this environment. You don't even have to travel there. We will put you there. You kill everybody there, and then the game moves you to another location. That's what I like. Smooth brain, baby game. My first intro to like an RPG though, I think I was priming myself for this without knowing. I was getting ready for this because I started to play Hello Kitty Island Adventure like 5 months before. So that's like an intro to this because you land in the island and then they're like, hey, you gotta go get Hello Kitty like some apples, and then you come back and then you bake a pie and then you bring it to this
Tell
guy.
me you were playing this for the show.
No, that was actually for me. Like Oblivion was for the show at first. Now I like it, but then I heard how
Hello
cool.
Kitty.
Yeah, I heard how much people loved Hello Kitty Island Adventure. So I'm like, all right, like let me try it. And it was like the only thing I can get because I didn't have my Steam Deck at the time. I only have my Mac, and you basically can't play anything but fucking Uno on your Mac in terms of games. So I was like, oh, I can play Hello Kitty. So I bought that, and I love it. It's like such a baby game. You just walk around like, hey, get me a stick, and then we'll go to the top of this mountain and do that. You gotta, hey, make me an ice cream cone. But I say that to say that was training. I did not know that I was training to do Oblivion. I feel like I am more prepared now. Because now when people tell me to do two things, I'm not as flustered. I'm like, okay, I think I can handle this. I think I can do this. And I have. So I've been having a lot of fun. How's your gameplay been?
So like I've been playing like every time I've played it before, I've always done like fucking stealth fucking bow person. So I'm playing it like a kick in the door fucking like paladin with like fucking sword and shield and like using just magic and shit. So I've been playing it a lot differently. It's been fun not being a little bitch. I mean, I'm playing on so this is where I fucked up. I forgot that you have to sleep to gain your levels.
Yeah.
And I was playing through it. And I'm like wondering, it's like, why the fuck is everything so hard? Because like I was like clapping like 2 to 3 people at a time at the start, and now it's like I can't even take on one motherfucker.
Right.
So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm checking the difficulty. I think I'm playing on master. So I'm like wondering, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because like, why did it all of a sudden get hard? But then they just like, oh, yeah, have you like slept since the last time you leveled up? So I'm like, wait, let me just sleep. So I slept for like 8 days in a row. And went from level 1 to level 7. But because I was just mashing sleep, waking up, just mashing through the dialogue, sleep, and dialogue, that's also how I missed becoming a vampire.
Oh, so you became a vampire? You didn't even know?
No, I didn't even know.
How did you become a vampire though? Because in my game, the
usually
Brotherhood
have
of
to-
Darkness gives you the option.
You usually have to like get into a fight and like someone can infect you if they attack you.
Oh.
Someone from the Dark Brotherhood could turn you into it if you want to. I think his name's like Vincentus or
Yeah, that's my dude. He's
something. So
bugging
he
me.
could turn you into one. But also if you're like fighting around in a cave, because I think that's which quest is it? I think it's one of the quests to get one of the Daedric artifacts. But yeah, if you're just like fighting a normal ass vampire enemy, they can infect you.
Oh, so you were just spamming A, didn't even know you were a vampire, and then you walk out in the sun. It's
Yeah, no, it was fucking...
damn.
So now it's like, because of how long ago that happened, if I go back to that save, I'm basically like starting from like
Level
So
1
far.
again?
not level, well, actually, yeah, because like it was while I was sleeping and leveling that shit happened.
Right.
But
What
also that's
what are
so
you
far
now?
back.
What level are you now?
Now I'm like, I think I'm still like 8 or 9.
Okay, I'm about an 8.
Yep.
I'm about an 8.
But no, it's like I've been really looking forward to doing the Dark Brotherhood. I think I was gonna go kill some fucking beggar. I was planning to do that. Obviously the Fighters Guild, the arena, you gotta do that.
I just did that. I just knocked all of it out last night. The first arena, because there's there's only one arena, but then you do more for the Fighters Guild after that, right? Like they'll send you out to do fights, and then there's the thieves. There's like a bunch of there's the Thieves Guild.
Is really good because you can get this thing called the Skeleton Key.
Yeah.
And
You
it's basically
get
a
skeleton
lockpick
key.
that doesn't break.
Yeah.
And Thieves Guild is a lot of fun also.
They hit me up too, obviously, because as I'm murdering families, I'm also stealing from them. So they also passed me the note too. I haven't done them yet. What kind of missions did they just tell you to steal stuff?
It's usually like heist type stuff.
Can
from
you
what I
kill, can you
recall.
kill people?
I mean, I'm sure you can kill people. I don't know if that has an
Okay,
impact
cool.
on the missions.
Okay.
It's been such a long time because like Oblivion, the Thieves Guild, I've only done once out of
Okay.
like all the playthroughs I've done of it. But
Mhm.
Dark Brotherhood, that's mandatory. You got to.
How many Oblivion gates did you knock out?
So far, I think 2, but like one of them, I killed one of the Dremora, and he fell and got like wedged underneath the stairs because it's Oblivion physics.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find the fucking key.
Oh, because you got to search his body.
Yeah. So I'm like going all the fuck all around, and I'm like stuck in the fucking. I'm like, how the fuck do I get out of here? I'm going around everywhere outside the tower, inside. I'm searching. I can't find this fucking key. And I'm like, did I like go all the way up? And I go up and I see like press A to search. I'm like, what? And I like look down at the floor and I see the top of his head just slightly poking out the stairwell.
Just going right through the floor.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Glitching out. Well, this is wonderful. You're back in shape and you're back healthy and your memory's back and you can play your game. Your memory's back just in time.
well, it's not completely back. Like I still don't remember what the fuck.
I mean, you recalled a lot just now. You basically told me that you're a vampire and you got to roll back your save. I mean, if you forgot anything, that's just normal at this point. Like, you're not going to remember everything ever.
It's forgetting mission stuff. Like I'll be in the middle of a mission and I'll forget what the fuck I'm like supposed to be.
It happens to me all the time. No problem. I forget. Why am I here again? That's why I just like to kill. I was like, I know that. Like, I know I got to kill this guy. But everything else, when they're like, oh, you got to do this and then do that. I'm like, wait, what? Where do I got to go for this? I'm always checking the questing all the time because I'm like, wait, where do I go again for this? Like, who do I got to see for that? Like, especially the names. Like, because who's going to remember all these names? Like, Radicus Magonius. Like, I don't fucking, if the guy's name is Steve, maybe I'll remember it. But, they give you all these fucking medieval names. So that's the first thing I forget is the names of the cities and the names of the people.
It also doesn't help that it's like pulling up like the map and pulling up the quest log and like the markers. It is such a fucking jank.
You think so? I think it's fine.
What, the UI? No, because it's like, I don't know how it is on like fucking controller, but it's like on PC, it's like you gotta press the button, bring up the map, and if you want to see the local map, you have to like scroll all the way in.
Yeah, you have to scroll in. Yep, you got to do that. You got to hit the triggers. Well, I can't really say much because this is my first real RPG that I'm playing, so I don't know any better. I'm like a baby with this. So if somebody were to come to you and say, I've never played an RPG before, which RPG should I start with? Would you say this one?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so weird because again, this is the last game that I would expect you to get in.
I just did it for the plot, man. That's most of the stuff I do for the show. I'm like, let's just see.
Next thing you know, like we are gonna be knee deep in fucking Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my god, dude, man! I start LARPing and stuff. I walk around with like a wizard hat and like a cloak.
I mean, LARPing is fun. One of my exes used to LARP, and I remember going over his house once, and like he had the fucking full armor that he was like in the middle of like repairing, because it's like he was saying, it's like, hey, they're rubber and foam weapons, but like he was showing me the dents in the armor.
When you LARP, is it like a designated time? For those that don't know what LARPing is, it means live action role play. And you basically walk around and act like you're in one of these, games and stuff. Is it like a designated time? Like, hey, we're going to meet at 5 o'clock at the park and we're going to go LARP?
Usually there'll be like fairs or conventions, or sometimes there'll be dedicated like LARP events. Like sometimes they'll like sort of like how there's World War I and II reenactors where like they'll take a week and they'll go, they'll follow maps, or they'll follow like, how certain armies went.
Okay.
And they'll set up camps and stuff, and it'll be like a week trip, and they'll go backpacking and stuff. So sometimes you get LARP events where it's like they'll do it the same, where they'll have camps and it'll be a couple day events, and like, they will have like their battles and stuff.
Could we do like a 24/7 LARP for like a year? Like we have to carry along a story for a year straight, all day. Like I could send you letters like in ink and feather pen, like, hey, this is Maglinius Gargonus. Go fuck yourself. I'm about to come kill you. Like, lock up, dude. I'll send you like a pigeon message and shit. That'd be fun, right? Like I catch you at the store and I just hit you with the sword, like decapitate you in front of obviously not for real, but I like decapitate you at the Chinese spot. That'd be kind of sick, dude. Like a straight 1 year 24/7 LARP fest, like breaking in each other's houses and shit. Like, what I mean?
That would be sick.
Getting crazy.
To do, like retirement wise.
That is like the ultimate like unemployment hobby right there. Like if the 24/7 LARP fest, dude. That's how you know you're unemployed, dude. If you do that.
I mean, that's like the people that are like unemployed or just like on MMOs the entire day.
Like World of Warcraft?
Yeah, and they're just like fucking. They got their fucking little kitten.
That's
their,
crazy,
Discord
man.
kitten.
And like, what's the other one that people get sucked into? Is Second Life, right? Second Life is the one where it's not like Sims. You basically just play a normal life, and you can choose what path you want to go down. Like, you could sign on, and you could be like a barista, or you could be like a taxi driver. And I think it's literally what it sounds like. Like, you make a life, and I believe I'll have to go do some research on this, but I think it was during a True Life I'm Addicted to Video Games episode where they showed like a chick who was addicted to Second Life. If I find it, I'll show it to you. And they go to like internet cafes and like, oh my God, those people would be like pigs in shit these days that you got your phone and everything and like Steam Decks. Because back when they came out with this, like in 2000, like 2003, you can only do stuff on like desktop and stuff. I remember when Sims was massive, dude. I'll never forget this image of my sister and my cousins in my grandma's office. Like, I'm just surrounded by them, and they're all on the Sims. They're all just fucking around with the Sims. Like, it was massive at the time.
For me, it wasn't the Sims. It was Animal Crossing.
Yeah, people get into that one too.
So now it was funny because I loved Animal Crossing as a kid because, like, in elementary school, I didn't really have friends because the whole eyesight thing because I went to public school and I was, like, bullied and shit. So, like, Animal Crossing was, like, my life outside of school. And then similar to like middle school, because I went to public school with like majority of the same people I went to elementary school with, so I still kind of really didn't have friends. And then high school didn't really play it because no one like didn't really give a shit. I was just like doing drugs. But,
yeah, we were smoking weed together.
Yeah. And then so then during the pandemic, or like just before, when Animal Crossing came out for the Switch, I was hype. I bought a Switch, bought Animal Crossing, played it for like 2 weeks during a pandemic. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Wow, you didn't like it?
Well, no, because it's not that. It was like, why am I playing a life sim when I can go out and just have a life?
That's the thing, dude. I'm not saying it's not fun. Like, I can imagine how fun it would be to get absolutely sucked in and enthralled with like a World of Warcraft game. You got your boys, you got your crew, and you're like, all right, tomorrow we're going to go to this forest. We're going to do this and that. But I think like the wave of regret that would hit me in 10 years, like after I'm done, you just get that post-nut clarity, I feel like, and you'll be like, what did I really just do? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm not trying to shit on it. I'm just saying that I can imagine for me that in like a couple of years, if I really got into it like that I would live with like such regret after wasting like 10 years on that. You know what I mean?
It's like, at least with World of Warcraft though, like it's a game. It's that's something you can't live out, right? So like one MMO that I played the fuck out of for a while, and I tried to do the try hard shit, was Final Fantasy 14. And then I realized, like, I still play it, not often enough because I just play it when they add new story to it. But I realized it's like I'm going to, because just like with other games like Final Fantasy 11, it's like it got to a point where they were like, all right, we're done with this game. It is offline. You cannot play it anymore. And it's like, why am I going to? Same with this other game that I used to play, Phantasy Star Universe, right? That also came to an end and it is no longer playable. So it's like when you put that much time into a game and it's like, there's going to be a point where it's not going to be playable. Everything that you've worked for is gone. So then like I was just like, all right, I just don't care anymore.
Like, what am I doing?
Why am I going to play a life simulator that I'm going to waste time into where, and especially during COVID, right? And so like the first couple months of lockdown, as soon as it popped off, I was playing Animal Crossing, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to school.
Nice.
So stopped playing Animal Crossing, just went back to start a degree in computer science. Because it's like, if I'm going to sink time into something, I might as well sink time into something that's going to serve a purpose.
And to just clarify, I didn't mean just playing those games. I mean people that get addicted.
Yeah, no,
and they lose everything.
That's the same thing with those life simulators. Like, you can go on unemployment and just stay home and play Animal Crossing. Because Animal Crossing works in real time. But it's like, what's the goal? You get a mortgage for a house, you work and you pay it off. And that's essentially the main goal of Animal Crossing.
Oh, is that it? I never played it.
Yeah,
They compared it to Hello Kitty Island Adventure Show. Now you probably got a better grasp of what it is, but they said it's like very similar.
Yeah, I'd never played the Hello Kitty, but like that is the main thing with Animal Crossing is your character arrives at a new town. They don't have money. You're sold a house And since you don't have enough money, you end up working at the shop to pay it off, and then you pay like half of your first mortgage, and then he's just like, "All right, go around, do what you do, find a way to pay it off." And you can pay it off by fishing, by doing errands for the town people, by catching bugs, or like by, you know, growing fruit and stuff. And it's like that's essentially the gameplay of Animal Crossing, except it happens in a real world clock, and like yeah, you can socialize with the villagers, but they're they're just computer
Right.
characters. So it's like there's not that much in Animal Crossing aside from owning a home that you can't do in the real world. Because let's be honest, owning a home in the real world is kind of like hard as shit. It's like, yeah, you can talk to people in the real world. You can get a job. You can fucking it. So that's like life sims like that. I just can't get behind.
Well, I guess the best thing is you're doing it all from your bed. Like you're doing all that stuff, but you're not actually like the same way I play Lawnmower Simulator. Like I wouldn't actually want to mow a lawn, but Lawnmower Simulator's fun. Like I'm there, and I'm listening to a podcast. But would I really? I might want to mow a lawn if I'm on the actual like
Mower, like
mower.
a riding mower.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
Yeah,
to
but
push mower.
You could make money mowing a lawn.
I'd probably be, but the thing is, I'm bad at it in the game. Like I'm knocking over people's plants, and I'm crashing into stuff and denting things. So maybe I'll try
maybe
this
not
summer.
you. Maybe you wouldn't make
Maybe
money.
I'll. You know what? I'm gonna try and mow a lawn this summer. I think I know a friend who would like allow me to mow their lawn or something.
You gotta film it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Did you ever see in VR chat now? I've been watching mad VR chat videos, and in the VR chat they have daycares now where people are just acting like babies.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. Honestly.
Yo, let me tell you right now. The VR chat is a cesspool, dark dungeon, bro.
Oh no, I took a course in media production within VR, and we had to go on VR chat. The amount of times
Holy
our class
crap.
had to move lobbies because of all the degenerate shit that would pop off. Like we would be in the middle of class and it was just like we would go to a world in VR chat, and we would just be sitting there just talking about how to use the VR cameras, like because they have they have within the VR world you can actually like do cameras around placing props and like how to like set up remote angles, and then out of nowhere fucking people would just start coming into the world and just start dry humping in the background and just screaming, and it's like the amount of degeneracy in VR chat is absolutely fucking nuts.
Dude, I'm addicted to VR chat videos. I'm addicted to like just people going in and trolling them. And they're all over my IG. I'll send you some if you want. But yeah, I've seen ones where they're in daycares. I've seen one where my favorite is Phantom Sense and Phantom Pain. People swear they can feel like sex on there. They swear they can feel pain. I just watched. Listen to this guy talk about Phantom Pain, dude. I just watched one.
You guys talking about?
The first time I got Phantom Sense.
Oh, I'd love to hear the story.
Well, I was playing a game. I didn't realize there was a meat grinder in the game. I fell into the meat grinder, and then I registered the pain, and then I hurt for the rest of the day.
Wow, you were hurting for the rest of the day because of what happened on VR chat?
If you want to be a dick about it, I can block you.
I don't think I'm being a dick. Sorry. Sounds a little crazy to be hurting.
Dude, it's a whole world on there. Deadly serious on VR chat. They are living that world. They got relationships. I saw a girl a woman go on there, and she just grabbed like 5 guys and had them run a train on her. I don't know how that works, but she was like, yeah, I can feel it. Like, I want all y'all to come through and raw dog me on here. I'm like, bro, what is going on? I went to the cité because of a funeral, and I would just like to show some respect right now on the show to my grandma Catherine, who sadly passed away in her 90s. I forgot exactly when. I think she was about 90 on the dot, or maybe a little more. And she actually got buried on her birthday, which I think is wild. I don't know how to feel about that. Is it cool? Is it not cool? I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, though. Everybody seemed like it was cool. But sadly, I didn't get to spend a lot of time with my grandma in my adulthood, in my 20s, but I did spend a lot of time with her as a child, and she was a great grandma, a generous grandma, and a sweet grandma to me And I would just like to show respect to my grandma, Catherine Christie, who passed away. Love you, and see you on the other side. Also like to show respect. We have another death in the Gritty Knows Best family, and actually also, more importantly, the Roddy Radio family. Sadly, Roddy's mom passed away. Rocio Andrade passed away at about 66, I believe, and she had some, I think, complications with cancer. Passed away just days ago. Very sad to hear that. I was getting the updates. I was talking to Roddy via text about this, and I remember he had admitted her to the hospital, and then the next day he texted me. I told him to keep me updated, and he sadly texted me and said that she had passed away. It was very quick, not in terms of the whole ordeal, but it seemed like it was very quick from when he brought her into the hospital for that particular incident. So, you know, very, very, very sad, very tragic. She was still young. So my heart goes out to Roddy and his family. Very sad. Rest in peace. And rest in peace to my G-Ma, Catherine. She was a great grandma to me. She would take me around, take me to her job, and give me candy, and we'd hang out together. And I used to love to watch her speed through the stoplights and stuff. It was always a fun time. Anything you want to say before we part?
Not off the top of my head.
Not off the top of your head. All right. Peace and love. See you next time.